Today is my 50th birthday, and I'm celebrating a new beginning. Listen in on this solo episode as I share some key things I've learned and what I've let go of as I enter this new season of life. May it be an encouragement to you wherever you find yourself. Hello, and welcome to the Connect podcast. This show is all about helping you connect to your soul's calling so you can take action on it. Because the sweetest success is a blend of discovering your purpose with the inner drive to bring it to life. I'm Sheila, health coach, lifestyle entrepreneur, and mom of two, best known for my online wellness programs, mentoring, and self-love passion. Listen in for inspiring interviews, solo chats, and Q&A sessions that will move you past overwhelm towards what lights you up. Stop accepting good enough and go for your version of great in your health, business, and relationships. Let's get started. Hi, welcome to this solo episode. Today, as you're listening, is my 50th birthday. I'm recording this a week prior, and it's been really fun for me to think about how I'm feeling about this point in my life, the half a century mark. It's kind of wild when you think about the number. And yet I look at all of the different things I've experienced and 50, that sounds about right. How do you feel about age? Do you think about it much? Do you notice much of a difference on your birthday? Do you find yourself getting excited about birthdays, or do you dread birthdays? I truly believe that our age can be a real advantage to us. And at the same time, what we feel on the inside is the most important thing. So whether you're 20 or 30, or you're 60 or 70 or greater, we all have so much value to offer the world around us. And I love thinking of this time in my life of looking at the gifts that I've been discovering as I come to this place. I still feel like I'm 19 in my heart. And sometimes that shows up in my behavior when I'm with my kids. We have a lot of fun together. I love to keep things light. And even though I've been through so many different things, as I'm sure you have as well, we go through heartbreak, we go through tough times, we go through struggle, we go through frustration as we're trying to move forward in a certain area of our life, and we feel like we keep hitting a brick wall. It happens to all of us. I do think one of the greatest gifts that I've experienced over the last several years is not taking myself so seriously. We can have some relationships that come with us through our whole journey, some that we start with and then we stray from a bit. We go off and do our own thing and then we come back. That's happened to me. We have some friendships that are just for really short pockets of time, and yet they're really deep and rich. And others where we just outgrow each other or we just go in different directions. Each time that spaciousness allows me to recalibrate, reflect really about how I'm feeling about my life and the direction that I'm going. And inevitably, new people, new relationships come into my life for yet another season, some long, some short. And I'm always welcoming that with open arms because there's always something new to learn from other people. As I've come to this place in my life, I have seen that everyone has something to teach me. So I want to listen and I want to sit in a learning posture. And I want to also share some of the things that I have learned. We all have something to learn from each other. So I've got a few things I'm going to share that have come through for me as I was pondering this 50 mark. It was in my 30s that I discovered how life is a compilation of seasons when it comes to our relationships, our hobbies, our friendships, our careers, and even the way we see ourselves. With that, it made it so much easier through my 40s to release some relationships and to release needing to be so serious about everything. Giving myself the ability to just allow certain things to happen that ultimately I had no control over anyway. I decided I wanted to take my own joy back and to be the master of my own mind and my heart. And also to allow myself to feel whatever it is I was feeling, whether that was sad or frustrated or joyous and excited, because we are humans and we have a whole spectrum of emotions, and each one is so valuable. We need to be able to sit with them. In recent years, we've all had to sit with discomfort as we've been unpacking things like white privilege and racism and cancel culture and religion and so many things. And we all get to decide where we land on those things. One thing that has really risen to the surface for me is that the world has always and will always need more love and more kindness. Regardless of how we feel about different things, we all deserve to have joy, and we all deserve to be heard and seen and cared for. Much of my 40s has been unlearning what I learned over many years, the way I do life, some of my belief systems and where they came from, and what has influenced me. I've uncovered a heightened sense of how the world operates and how a small group of people and even one person can affect change to impact a large group of people in a positive way. Think about it. All the different movements and things that occur and how many people can come on board with something that can create a better world. It is possible, even though some of the things that people in the world want our eyes to be trained on is of all of the bad news. There are so many people doing good things, so many people who want to care for others and to create a better world. It is possible. And I believe so many of those people are some of the people I've had on this show, people that I've listened to on other podcasts and read books about, who are wanting to rethink the way we do our lives. Music and art have always informed on my life, and nature as well. And just like we have all these beautiful shades and colors in art, and all the different notes and sounds and types of music and genres that come together in music, and all the different varieties of living plants. We need it all in order to thrive and to grow. Diversity is truly an essential part of our life. I've had many opportunities through the last decade to be strengthened by adversity. In each one, there have been valuable lessons that I will carry with me forever. I'm still unraveling and learning new lessons from these experiences all the time. I imagine if you were to look back at what you've experienced in the last decade, you could pull so much gold from that. That's why I love my journaling practice, setting an intention every morning and then reflecting every night as often as I can to look at what happened in the day and how I feel about it. And then quarterly, which is really seasonally, I love to do things seasonally. And then at the end of each year, I like to look back over the big things. It's really interesting because there's always little pieces that jump out at me, maybe not right away, but 6 months later or even a year later when I look back, the thing that I may have been struggling with and asking like, why is this happening? I can then see, oh, that happened and I learned this from it. That does not always happen. I just want to give you that caveat. There's certainly so many unanswered questions that I have about so many things in my life. And that's always going to be the case because life, much of it is a mystery. And that's where our faith comes in, whatever your faith practice is. It involves trusting that you are here for a reason and that each step forward you make is adding to the greater picture of life here on earth and perhaps beyond this place and time. The last year specifically, I felt increasingly excited about turning 50. I see it as a new beginning, a rebirth into a truer essence of myself. What's really been beautiful is leaning more into my cyclical nature, seeing it as one of my superpowers. And I believe that all humans have this when we truly connect to our nature and the nature that we live in. It's been so rejuvenating, and it's felt again like coming back to the beginning for me because I grew up spending a lot of time outdoors and in nature, and it always felt really good. I went through then a period of time where I wanted to escape that and go to the big city, which was wonderful. And I feel like I've come back to my love of nature as the great rebalancer. And with all the knowledge I've experienced over the years, I see there's so much value in simplicity, in sitting in silence, and allowing ideas to emerge while not pushing. Then in those times where things move faster, a greater impact happens because we're doing so from a more rooted place. I find it interesting that my turning 50 happens a month after completing 13 years of home educating my boys, and it feels like the closing of a chapter and the opening of a brand new one. My boys are each doing new things, growing in new ways, and it's like we're all going about that at the same time, which feels so in alignment. This year also, my husband and I embarked on an 18-month program together to elevate all areas of our life that we're doing together. And it was something we felt was really valuable at this point in our life. This started at the beginning of this year. And particularly after a few years of putting some of our desires on hold because of the state of the world, it's been so rejuvenating for each of us individually and for our relationship. As always, the timing works out in the best way. And so we're a quarter of the way through that, and it feels really good. It's added so many new elements to our relationship and the way we spend our time together. I love it so much. It's encouraging to know that turning 50 really can be the beginning of something new and not necessarily slowing down, but actually moving more purposefully forward. Given the ages of my boys, I have more space as everyone is very self-sufficient and we all support each other's dreams, which is beautiful. I've come to realize how much manifestation has been a part of my life all of these years. And whether or not you may believe it, it is a part of yours. We are all manifesting all the time. We're bringing to life what we believe is possible, whatever that may be, big, small, what may seem even meaningless to you. One of the things that I had desired prior to starting a family was having a close connection to my family unit with my husband and with my children. And so far, that has happened. It feels really amazing to have a deep connection with them. So, 50. It will be interesting to see what you are all about. I'm excited and I'm thrilled to be on this journey with you because I get to share these insights with you if you're up for it. You may be well past 50 or you may have many years to go to get there. But regardless of where you are, I do want to bring hope to you about what is possible. I invite you to take the time to imagine what you want it to look like. How good could it be? You get to choose how you feel each day for the most part, and that impacts what comes next. We get to choose how we respond to what comes our way. That's been my experience the past 50 years with everything, with my health, with money, with relationships, and with difficult times. My thoughts and my energy have dictated so many of the outcomes. And for the outcomes that weren't the ones that I desired, they really gave me a lot of support in the process. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you take a little something away to encourage you as you move through your different ages, knowing that there's always something to celebrate if you keep learning and growing. And also a quick note, because of the spacious way I plan my summer out, I have room for 2 one-on-one clients. If you want to gain traction in your health or your business goals, this container is designed for you. The framework includes 3 months of private coaching, 2 60-minute calls per month, Voxer support between sessions. And Voxer is a private encrypted voice and text messaging app that I use with clients as a check-in tool between sessions. We cover anything from moving to your next level, perhaps the aging process, integrating various habits you're wanting to do, upholding boundaries in the area of your life or business that you most want to elevate. If you're wanting to move into a life of more, your next phase of growth awaits you. So go to sheilabatello.com/apply to discuss details. You'll see it linked in the show notes as well. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Big blessings. Thank you so much for being here with me on the Connect podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you think would enjoy it. Also, if you head over to iTunes to leave a review, I'd be so grateful. Let us know what your favorite parts were and what you'd like to hear more of. It will help us have a greater impact, elevating many more people to grow and succeed together. See you next time.